Don't flinch away from this. It's your moment. You need to focus.
Shumataba Arabajige, Arabacha Bratri, but When a story comes to you, pay attention. Hard to find weapons made this good. New day. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do.
The end of the world is still on everyone's minds. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots. What do you think his are? He's the one that's called out of date, remember? Out of date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone. Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things. If you continue to do good, good will follow you. If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark. He hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive. Out of date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core. The contamination disrupted what we now know as Ki energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate. He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head. It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real. He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground. The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out. The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end. He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm. Out of date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Goop in the southeast. Out of date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Goop. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Goop and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That's the sound of impending doom. Out of date's premonitions of imminent disaster are true. The Porky Puff needs to be handled. Out of Date says that Goop is worried now that the Southeast World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Goop is working on a goo-gliding vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done. Out of Date suggests that you should head southeast as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He wonders what's on your mind. Understands you have other places you need to go. Feels like the switch is flipping from light to dark. A Shopperia. Maybe there's something still inside. Didn't expect to see that again. It's a bleep-bleep cupboard. Seems that the knobs need to be aligned so the device can load its program. slow. Gotta hurt. Punch it. That hurt him. Fists of Fury. Pow! The night's your chance to be sneaky.
Tarinman.
This one seems to be in good spirits, despite being left here for dead.
Tarinman. Hun.
Has heard that you have a sense of compassion and trusts it's in your nature to help those in need.
Mashaku hirsave. Uven.
Asks you to do the right thing for the sake of your conscience. It's only through your inner conflict you're held accountable for your actions.
Intabadam waksuva.
Is grateful you chose that. You...
Come toward the light.
Slow down. Why would you rush in?
When you see what you want, why wait?
Well, what about being careful?
Pah! Poppycock! Full speed!
The surf's so wide here. That there's Subnautica Station. Goop flounders around in there. Let's see.
Jango. Aje tawa. Aje motalante. Raisate manu.
Gulpo ain't the easiest tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days.
Wingy.
Says it's good to see you again. He's Goop. You might remember him from the old days when he tried to teach you how to swim.
Awali. Aje motalante.
Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even at a distance.
Titutuada.
Goop says memories fade surprisingly fast. We are all pieces of what we remember. It's only together we can remember the story as it was.
Mako. Awali.
He knows he's easy to remember. There's no one out there as cuckoo as him.
Itaku. Mako.
Goop says our memory keeps things for us and protects them until we are ready to face.
Itaku.
He understands you've returned to face Lupa Lupin. That's the destiny you've been carrying within yourself all these years.
Yatu bubuela.
He says that the catastrophe back then didn't vanquish the good in you. It's still there, as bright as when you were a child.
Uza.
Now the time has come for you to remember and act. Your life is your life, not the story you're told about it.
Exekon. Yatu bubuela.
He thinks that's the right thing to do. It's only when you have forgiven that you'll find peace.
Run, Dark, run!
It's not a race.
You only say that because you're losing.
That doesn't mean I'm wrong.
No, there are lots of other reasons you're wrong.
Mavaniko.
Says life on the goo is wide open. You have so many choices of where to go. Some harder than others, of course. Which kind do you like? Hit the open surf, then. The trouble is you can only rely on yourself, at least until you reach a new shore and make new friends.
Mavaniko.
Can hardly believe the world is going to make it. Wonders what that's going to do.
Mavaniko.
Thanks you for doing everything you could to Thinks the Myriad made a good match with you. You're both like sunshine on the surf. Never seen any brighter. Shine on. But hey, back to the goo. Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today and tomorrow that'll move you forward. You need to set the... He can't leave the Subnautica station as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit. So you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the goo glide strong enough to fight the Porky Puff. Out of Date told him the undersurf was the epicenter of the contamination. This was where it struck hardest and inflicted the biggest change to the ecosystem. Maybe it's later than you think. Hard to tell at night. Seems like a sturdy rope. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Feeling slashy? Even here, the night still ends. Just a few moves left. Make them count. starting to add up. Wow! Wow, wow. Chilly. Chop, chop. Knuckle pie. Right in the face. That's just nasty. Biohazards make you puke. Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both the groundwater and open surf. The long-lasting effect this had on the evolution of... You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Hunker down or keep marching on.
Gum. Sairuya. Surakia. Sairuya.
He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have a pull hook and a salvage net, but no armor, and an engine strong enough to break through the thick goo further out. There are lots of valuables left behind on the surf floor that the salvage net will enable you to haul. You just need to find the right spots. Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips quacks, squeaky distractions for the triple attentive Porky Puff, which will give you time to get yourself in position. The best way to find quacks is to talk to Gulp. He has the bearings of the surf archipelago and knows where the quacks like to float. This means you'll have the privilege of visiting Gulp in the Sinky Dink. He'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find quacks. He only knows what's visible to the naked eye. Gulp is not much of a babbler and mostly keeps to himself and his drink. Time for a wave ride, I think. You're poking around Hockbur, a prime village. This here is the Sinky Dink, home of Gulp, at the very least.
Ja. Slochba. Ja.
He's pretty sure he's heard of you before, although the details are maybe a little hazy. He wonders if you have something for him to drink. Says it's both everything you could want and never enough. Says you look like you've got a powerful thirst to do something in this world. Good, bad, not really sure, but it seems like you've been drinking in your destiny and liking the flavor. Wonders if you could take the time to help a man slake his own thirst. You'd be doing him a liquid solid. You're a do-gooder, so you know you want to. Either way, he hopes you find a way to wet your whistle before the world comes to an awful dry end and leaves us all thirsting for more. Says life's like a mystery drink. Sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it's awful. But either way, you can't stop drinking till you're dead. Sure, but that's nowhere near as quick and easy. Who wants to stop to chew? Wants to raise a glass to you getting the world fixed up a bit. Respects how you always try to help, no matter that the world's fate is hard to swallow. Sees why you joined up with the Myriad. They like a peaceful drink, just like you. Says he sells them drinks. But who cares about them? Says you'd be as bummed out as him if you came for the hot stuff. The Glugmocker, Nimhimbibble, and his favourite radium syrup. That one's even more intoxicating now, aged in truck tankers and all. Without a drink, and radium syrup especially, he can't move, much less think, as the power of his mind is directly proportional to the quantity of syrup he swigs. That's why he's called... The drink helps him forget the state the world is in, but it only lasts until tomorrow. The world is still doomed, even if the sun goes up. Says that he wants you. There are other ways than a cold drink to relieve stress, even in need. Watching Pippi's flap is calming, but better yet are the ones you can look at and touch, like quacks. Squeezing them is a great way to relax. They're better at floating than flapping, so you should be able to net a few without growing yourself a pair of wings. The Quack Hollow. It's just lonely. With luck, it'll keep you out of the goo. Climbing's good. bolted shut. The best stories are about heroes. This is such a story. Sharp. Crackle cold. Bruised. This is more gun than most can handle. Needs no ammo. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Look out for the bigger creatures that roam around here. That's enough quacks to sustain the Googlide flipper with infinite ammunition. Goop says he was there when the Porky Puff took Out-of-Date's leg, so this World Eater has made it personal. After that, Out-of-Date started using his head instead of his legs and came up with the plan on how to best make a stand against the World Eaters, and it wasn't by foot. That's how he got tasked with rebuilding the Googlide. He seems happy to talk. If someone doesn't stop that monster, it'll crush the entire world. Understands you have other plates. He seems happy to talk. Has plenty. Let's see. Good work, Captain. Leave that ride. Tread soft. That's a monster nest, if ever I've seen one. Time to over the Goop. Ah, the freedom of the open surf. This is Hobbyduck, a homey little village.